Shalom. Call Halal Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the apostles and elders of GMS and rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. GMS, stop and listen. Come on another lesson. I want to read Revelations 18, man, because we are headed towards World War III, man. You know, and with Trump in the office and Pence, it could be 2018 or 19 where we could be getting out of here as a nation. Our salvation is right around the corner, you know. So I want to read Revelation 18:1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having a great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen. And Babylon, when you go into that word, Babal, in the Greek is Babylon, meaning confusion, right? Meaning confusion. Let me go down to the Strong's definition. It says Babylon, tyranny. So it really means confusion, which America is that confused place, man. You have all kinds of things that are happening in America, man. You have homosexuality runs rampant, bestiality. You have lesbianism. You have unrighteous decrees. You have murder. You have thievery. You have all the abominations that are abominations against the law. America upholds, man. So it says, verse 2, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become a habitation of devils, and a hold of every foul spirit and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Because after the destruction, America's going to be basically level, and it's going to be like a desert where all the desert fowls are going to roam. There's no human life will exist here in America after this destruction. And it says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. So all you nations have believed in the philosophies of America. You laid in a bed with this whore, because America is known as a whore. And you read one chapter back in 17. And it says, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth have waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. So you other nations have laid in a bed with her and believed in her philosophies, and you have gotten rich off America, man, through exporting goods, man. You know, and also sending your people from your country over to America to get citizenships, to work and make money, and they send the money back to their homelands because of the conversion rates. That $1 goes a long way in you third world countries. So they send their people to America and work, and then they live off a little bit of nothing here because they've been used to living off nothing all their lives, and then they send money back home. So everybody's basically balling off America, man. But you have to play the game in order to ball with them. You have to lay in the bed with her. It says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people. Meaning what? The elect. Come out of her. Come out of that shadow of America, which you read in 2nd Ezra, the 2nd chapter, 38, 39 verse. Come out of that shadow of America, that shadow of wickedness, man. Come out of her. Yet be not partakers of her sins, that ye receive not her plagues. And that plague is going to be thermonuclear destruction. That plague is going to be famine. That plague is going to be pestilence. That voice is telling the elect, come out of her, so that you receive not the plagues and be destroyed. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities. So it's saying Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai hasn't forgot nothing that these Edomites have done, man. All the iniquities and transgressions that you've done against the nation of Israel, the Lord hasn't forgot them. Everything you've done against him, even though he used you as a sword against his people, but the Lord still haven't got the wrong that you done, you know. So it says those sins have reached to heaven, meaning those sins after sin, because heaven, that heaven is talking about you reaching to is a long way. So that's iniquities and iniquities and iniquities that's laden and laden and laden on top of each other, man. Reward her even as she has rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works, man. Reward her as if she rewarded you. She rewarded you, the nation of Israel, with slavery, man. So what's going to happen to you Edomites, man, and you other nations? You going into subjection. It tells you that in Psalm, the 2nd chapter. The Lord says he's going to give the heathen for thine inheritance, man. So we're getting ready to inherit you heathens, man. You're getting ready to be paid back double, man. It says, in the cup which she have filled to her. It says, how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give to her. For she said in her heart, I sit a queen, and I am a widow. I am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. So this is basically the pride of America, saying that they will not see no sorrow, or they will not sit as a widow. Or you read Isaiah 47, it says otherwise, right? I'm going to read Isaiah 47 and show you what it says in Isaiah 47. Isaiah 47. Isaiah 47 and 9, I think. Therefore 8. Therefore now this thou art given to pleasure and dwellest carelessly. It says in thine heart, I am, and none else besides me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. It's the same thing she said in Revelations. But look what it says. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. So you're gonna experience that loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection. When you think you have your new world order established, right, pursuant to Job 20, when you think that you have gotten everybody chipped and you're on top of the world, for the multitude of thy sorceries, your witchcraft, and for great abundance of thy enchantments, man. Because Esau is a witch, man. He lives by witchcraft, you know. Back in Revelation 18 and 8, therefore shall her plagues come in her one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. That fire is thermonuclear. For strong is the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai who judges her. So the Lord is judging her. He's gonna sit in that valley of decision. When you read in Joel, the 3rd chapter, he's gonna sit there and judge you with thermonuclear destruction, man. He's gonna be in that valley of decision. You know, the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and live deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Because your money source is going to be burned up. Your way of life is going to go down right with America. So yeah, you're going to mourn, you're going to lament when these thermonuclear missiles hit and blow up America, man. You know, you're gonna hurt just like these Edomites, man, and these high elites, man. It says, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, the great city, Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. And it's going to be 1 hour, 60 minutes, 3,600 seconds, man. America's going to be destroyed, man. You know, the scriptures say one day of the Lord is 1,000 years, but this is literally 1 hour of our time. 60 minutes, man. This whole place is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth the merchandise anymore, because America imports everything. They don't export nothing. So therefore, they're importing everything from you other countries: the oils, the spices, the linens, the clothing merchandise comes from all you other countries, man. China, India, Thailand, Taiwan, Pakistan. So when America is destroyed, you people are gonna be hurting because it tells you that you're gonna be all them goods. You're gonna be far off in the sea, looking at that destruction. You know, it says the merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and ointments, right? Precious stones and pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all thine wood and all manner of vessels of ivory and all manner of vessels of most precious wood of brass, iron, and marble. All these things, man, you import in. And cinnamons and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and the beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. And the fruit of thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goody are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all, man. So after the destruction, you won't be finding that no more, man. It will be no more exported and imported to America, man, because it will be laid flat as a desert. And that day is coming soon. It's the day we look forward to, you know. The merchants of these were made rich by her stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, because they're gonna see America burning. They're gonna have those big tankers filled with goods ready to bring to make money, and it's gonna be over, man. Because when you go to these other countries, they don't buy their own goods, they don't make the money in their own countries like they do exporting to America. And saying, Alas, the great city that was clothed with fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, for in 1 hour so great riches are come to naught. And every shipmaster and all the companies and ships and sailors and as many trade by sea stood afar. Yeah, they're going to have their ships, man, ready to bring the goods in. But they won't be able to, man, because America going to be burning, man. All they're going to see is the smoke of her burning. And they cried and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? Yeah, because this is y'all's, the city y'all get y'all hustle off of, you know? And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, the great city wherein were made rich, all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness, for in 1 hour is she made desolate. This is the city where they got made rich, man. Hey, and this is the city of sin, and the Lord is going to take it out, man. And after that, you all are going into slavery. Edomites going to slavery. Other nations going into slavery. It won't be more making money off America. You will be working for the nation of Israel. You will be making our kingdom rich. And with that, all praises be to the Heavenly Father and His Son, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, the elders of GMS who rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. GMS, stop and listen. Shalom.